Welcome to TMZ Live. Harvey Levin here.
Charles here.
So, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. President Trump is seriously considering pardoning Diddy. And we know this. We have sources with direct knowledge that people from the White House have been in communication with the defense team, Diddy's defense team, and that Trump is seriously considering it, and this is going to be timed to the judge's decision on whether Diddy gets bail.
This would be the ultimate smokescreen, and we've seen for weeks some very major smokescreens, but this one would have to take the cake.
Now, well, look, let's kind of explore it. Diddy was acquitted on the three major charges. Without those three charges, the prosecution never would have filed this case. The two remaining ones were violations of the Mann Act, which is essentially transporting a prostitute across state lines. So they would not have prosecuted for that.
So the point being, because the more serious crimes, he was acquitted on the more serious crimes, that opens the window that the Trump administration now feels it wouldn't be as bad to, there wouldn't be as much backlash to pardon him?
It's part of it, but it's not all of it. I think what underlies it is, for all sorts of reasons, Donald Trump feels that he was unfairly targeted by the Justice Department, and particularly the Southern District of New York.
Sure.
And so, in Diddy's case, he is was prosecuted by the Southern District of New York. His defense team has said from the get-go, this was a targeted prosecution going into somebody's bedroom. It was unfair, and it resonates with Donald Trump.
I get that.
But it's not just that, Harvey. Also, Maureen Comey was the lead prosecutor in the case, and you know that he hates James Comey, who is Maureen's
Well, the Justice Department fired him.
Exactly.
She's been fired, although nobody will say why she was fired. But
so this is what's interesting. We are told this is timed to the judge's decision on bail. You know, or we've told you, that Diddy has asked to be released on $50 million bond. And the prosecution has until tomorrow to respond to that. Presumably, they're going to oppose it. And then the judge is going to rule. We are told if the judge rules that Diddy gets bail, Trump will wait to make his decision until he sees what the sentence is. If the judge,
October.
In October, October 3rd. If the judge denies bail, then Trump is going to make a decision possibly immediately thereafter.
Most likely, the judge is going to, based on previous decisions, it feels like the judge is going to deny bail.
I don't know. I mean, because remember, all of the previous, the big previous decision was pre-conviction.
But there was also a decision after the conviction where the judge denied bail.
For $1 million. For $1 million.
So basically the judge is going to say, because you're now offering $49 million more as bond, I'm going to let you out?
We'll see. But if the judge does...
The judge's reason for not letting him out was that you and your attorneys have said that you are a violent person.
I get it.
That part hasn't changed in, 3 weeks?
And we debated that yesterday. You may be right that he's going to...
Anyway, that's why I feel like...
If he's denied bail, then Trump could rule... I mean, this decision...
My point, is
this decision is going to come next week. If not Friday, it's going to come next week. And Donald Trump, if he's denied bail, we are told, because of these discussions between the White House and the defense team, he will rule... He will make a decision.
Why would he do that pre-sentencing? I mean, like, pardon
because what he's going to say
prior to the sentencing. I mean, we went through an entire trial.
I can give you two reasons.
That's kind of unfair too.
I can give you two reasons. The simple reason is that he would say it accentuates how unfair it is to keep somebody behind bars for violating the Mann Act.
Right.
The bigger reason is, as one very well-placed source told me, it is the perfect distraction from Epstein.
And that's wrong. It is not the perfect distraction. It is an imperfect distraction. Because instead of talking about Jeffrey Epstein, now people will talk about the fact that you are letting out another rich buddy, letting him out of his sentence, whatever it is, whatever the sentence is, you are wiping that away, and people will immediately remind Trump and the administration of the fact that Diddy, we have this video that will, I know he was not on trial for it, I know that's not what he was convicted for, but that video of him beating Cassie is very much in people's minds.
You just proved my point.
It is an imperfect
No, you proved my point. It's perfect.
No.
No, hold on.
Because
no, hold on.
So instead of the pedophile,
yes,
it's
yes,
the domestic abuser.
Exactly. And that's exactly what he wants to do.
That's an imperfect distraction.
In their view, it's a perfect distraction because they want to get rid of Epstein. And if the discussion
the way it will be drawn up by everyone is, no, not only were you friends with Epstein, now you're such good friends with this guy who's a domestic abuser.
Yeah, but the thing is that the media can't handle two stories at once this way. So either it's going to be Epstein or Diddy.
When they intersect that closely,
they don't really. They don't really. I don't know.
Two very bad guys.
I'm not.
Is how it will be painted.
Well, I get it.
Okay.
I'm not.
My point is, I think they can actually, the media can do two things at once if that's the way this actually goes down.
They'll go crazy if he pardons Diddy.
Claudio, Fort Worth. I think we're like, you guys are right. You know, this is another distraction, but let's look at the big picture here. I'm not surprised that Trump's White House is talking about pardoning Diddy, a billionaire convicted of trafficking related crimes. This is the same guy who just said that he's allowed to pardon convicted trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell and who called the Epstein files a hoax. There's a pattern here, and it's not about justice for victims. That's what we should be talking about. It's about protecting the rich and powerful from accountability.
That is exactly how it will be painted by the media. And not just the media, the same people, even the same Trump supporters who are writing him about Epstein will now write him about this.
No, they won't. They feel very differently about Epstein.
You think that those people are going to go like, oh, Diddy's okay.
We got to move on, but I'll tell you why. Because there's no mystery around Diddy. There's a huge mystery around Epstein. And that's why MAGA wants this file opened up.
Right.
But with Diddy, there's no mystery. It's just going to be controversy. And if Trump can choose that controversy over Epstein, he's gonna.